Okay, so this is whipped cream. We've all seen whipped cream before, but in a couple of minutes, it's going to turn into butter. See how it's almost starting to split now? I'm going to scrape the bowl down, and then I'm going to wrap up the bowl so that it doesn't splatter all over the place. Okay, so this is, you can see it's pretty heavily whipped at this point. Okay, so the next time I turn this on, it's going to get even thicker, and then it's going to start to split. So, getting ready for it to turn into butter, I have put plastic wrap around my machine because it's going to start splashing and spraying all over the place. Okay. So I've turned the speed down a little bit so you can kind of see how chunky it is. But it's not quite at the point where it's fully separated yet, so we'll come back to it in another couple minutes. So now it is fully separated, but it hasn't quite turned into butter yet. As you can see, the buttermilk has not fully separated. I want this to be like a blob of butter sticking to my whisk attachment. Okay, I stopped it just so I can show you. See, they're starting to have some buttermilk here at the bottom. The butter is still a little bit not quite ready yet, so I'm just going to wrap this up again. I stop it every couple minutes and scrape down the sides because I don't want there to be like some butter and some whipping cream still kind of stuck together. Okay, now it's really splashing. You can hardly even see the butter. I'm going to turn this down just a little bit. But good thing I put that plastic wrap on, otherwise all that buttermilk would be all over my kitchen. Okay, I turned the speed way down so that it wouldn't splash as much, so that you can kind of see the butter's sort of entangled with my whisk attachment, and then all that liquid is the buttermilk, which I'll show you what to do with after. I think we're pretty much done now. The next thing I'm going to use here is some what's called cheesecloth, just cotton, and I'm going to squeeze all the extra buttermilk out of my butter. Okay, so I have a bowl, I have a strainer, I have my butter, and in here I have what's left over of the buttermilk, but there's still bits of butter floating around, so I'm just going to pour this through like this to catch any last bits of butter. Okay, so there's my butter in the cheesecloth. I'm just going to squeeze and try and get as much of the liquid out as possible. The next thing I have to do though is what's called washing the butter, and the reason we wash the butter is because if there's still too much buttermilk on the butter, it will spoil a lot faster. So I'll show you that. Okay, so there's my buttermilk, nice and straight, and there's my butter. It's in a bowl full of water, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of massage it a little bit, and what I'm trying to do is to get as much of the buttermilk out as possible. Since this is all fat, it's pretty much floating on the surface. I put some ice cubes in because I want this water to be as cold as possible. So I'm just going to kind of knead the butter a little bit, and keep in mind this is unsalted butter. So if you want to add salt to it, you could do that at this point. You would just put a little bit, probably like half a teaspoon or something of salt, and you would massage that in after you take it out of the water. Okay, so that's washing the butter.